Chapter 1. The Beginning of Hate. Peter had always known that most alphas didn't respect omegas like him. He wasn't quiet, he wasn't soft, he didn't wear pastel clothes or lower his eyes. Peter was sharp, he had a quick tongue and a strong mind. But back in high school, he still made one mistake. He left his guard down near an alpha named Alex. It was the day Peter's first heat came, earlier than expected. He was sweating, confused, and scared. His body was changing fast, and he didn't know what to do. He tried to hide it, but people could smell his scent, and that's when it happened. Alex, standing with his friends, looked right at Peter and said loudly, "That Omega, he looks pathetic. No alpha would want to claim that." Everyone laughed. Peter ran home that day and cried alone. From that moment, a deep hate grew in his heart, not just for Alex, but for every alpha who looked at omegas like they were weak or nothing. Peter swore to himself, one day I will make him regret it. He worked hard, got stronger, smarter, and waited for the day when he would see Alex again, not as a scared Omega, but as the one in control. Years passed. Peter wasn't the same Omega anymore. He had changed. His body was stronger, his voice was louder, his eyes didn't show fear anymore. But the memory of Alex, the alpha who once broke his heart, was still inside him. Every time he smelled strong alpha scent in crowd, every time someone looked at him like he was less, he remembered. One day, by chance, Peter saw Alex again. It had been almost 4 years. Alex was standing outside a hotel, talking on the phone, dressed in a black jacket and jeans. He looked older, but still arrogant, still proud. Peter felt a wave of anger rise inside him, but something else too. "You will never know what it felt like," Peter whispered to himself, "but I will show you." Peter followed Alex. He didn't act that night. He waited and planned. He knew how to hide scent. He had scent blockers. He had learned how to use sleeping gas. And finally, on a quiet Friday night, Alex was alone in a parking lot unlocking his car. That's when Peter made his move. A soft hiss of gas, a few seconds, and Alex fell to the ground, unconscious. Peter picked him up with effort. He was heavy, but Peter had trained for this. He drove far, far into the hills to a small wooden cabin he had prepared weeks ago. No neighbors, no phone signals, just silence. He laid Alex on the bed and cuffed his wrist with special Omega made cuffs, ones that suppressed alpha strength and scent. He sat in the chair and waited. Hours later, Alex's eyes opened slowly. His head turned. He saw Peter sitting with a calm expression, arms crossed. Then he looked down. He was chained. "What the?" Alex shouted, trying to pull free. Peter smiled a little. "Good morning, Alpha." "Peter, what the hell is this?" "It's called karma," Peter said. "Remember me now?" Alex blinked, confused. Then his eyes widened. "You?" "Yeah, me, the Omega you once humiliated." "Are you insane?" "Maybe," Peter said softly. "But at least now I am not the one shaking." Alex rolled, pulling at the chains again. But they didn't move. Peter stood up and walked to the door. "Dinner in an hour." Don't bite your tongue. He left the room, leaving the proud Alpha behind, angry, confused, and powerless. Just like Peter had once failed. But this was only the beginning. The first few days were like fire and ice. Peter bought food, water every day, just enough to keep Alex alive and comfortable. Alex refused to eat the first night. I don't need anything from you. Peter simply left the plate on the small table and said, suit yourself. But by the second night, hunger won. Alex ate in silence while Peter sat across the room, reading a book, ignoring him completely. The silence didn't last long. What's your plan? Alex asked. Torture me? Hurt me? Is this fun for you? Peter didn't look up from the book. If I wanted to hurt you, I would have done it already. I just want you to understand. Understand what? What it feels like to be powerless, to be loved, to be treated like nothing. Alex looked away, jaw tight. They spoke like enemies, but their eyes were starting to say something else. Over the next week, things didn't calm down. They fought with words. Peter teased, Alex cursed. Every time Peter walked in, Alex's eyes followed him, full of anger but also something warmer. One day, Peter walked in with clean clothes. What's this? A reward? Alex said. No, you stink. Alex laughed bitterly, kidnapping me, insulting me, and now judging my scent. You really are something. Peter stepped closer, voice low. You judged me first. For a moment, their eyes locked. The air grew still. Alex looked away. Another evening, it started to rain hard outside. Thunder shook the cabin. Peter stood near the small fireplace, drying his shirt. Alex was still cuffed, but now he sat on the bed with a blanket over his lap. He watched Peter in silence. Peter felt it, that stare, not hateful, but hungry. He turned and walked closer. What? He asked softly. You have changed, Alex said. You are not the scared little Omega I remember. No, Peter replied, and you are not the untouchable Alpha I feared. Silence again. It was thick. It wasn't hate anymore. It was something building, something warm and heavy, too big to ignore. Peter walked away before he could lose control. That night, Peter lay awake on the couch, heart beating fast. He could not stop thinking about Alex's voice, his eyes, the way his anger had started turning into guilt and maybe even regret. Why I am feeling this, Peter thought. This was supposed to be revenge, not this. In the other room, Alex stayed quiet too, but his fingers touched the mark on his wrist where Peter's hand had brushed his by accident. Why does this feel like something I need? They hated each other, but that hate started melting, and under it, something dangerous was waking up. Desire, longing, and the need for something neither of them could name yet. The cabin had grown quieter, less yelling, fewer insults, but more looks, more tension in the air. Peter could feel it. Every time he brought food, Alex didn't spit out rude words anymore. He didn't crawl. He just looked at Peter like he was trying to understand, like he didn't know what to feel. Peter hated that look because it made his chest feel too full. It made him remember things he had buried deep, like how much he used to admire Alex before the pain. One evening, Peter bought dinner again. He placed the plate down without speaking. But as he turned to walk away, Alex grabbed his wrist. Not hard, just enough to stop him. Peter turned sharply. Let go, he said. Why did you really bring me here? Alex said, his voice low. To make you feel small, Peter snapped. No, Alex said softly. You are angry, but I don't think that's the only reason anymore. Peter pulled his wrist back. I don't care what you think. He started walking away, but then Alex, words made him freeze. I was young and stupid. I didn't know what I said back then would hurt you so much. Peter's eyes whitened slightly. He turned slowly. Alex was sitting on the edge of the bed, arms relaxed, expression serious. I hurt you, Alex continued. But you scare me now. Peter's throat tightened. You should be scared. You destroyed my self worth. And you chained me in a room to fix it? Yes, Peter whispered. And now I don't know what I'm doing now anymore. The silence between them felt like heavy storm. Peter took a small step forward, then another. Alex didn't move. Peter stood close now, too close. His heart beat faster. His scent was sharp, not from heat, but confusion, from something deeper. Alex looked up at him, their eyes locked. You hate me, Alex said. I do, Peter whispered. Then why? Then why are you looking at me like that? Peter didn't answer. His hand moved on its own. He touched Alex's face. Then slowly, nervously, he kissed him. It wasn't sweet. It was rough, full of pain. Years of anger and hurt exploded into that kiss. Alex didn't resist. He kissed back. He needed it. Like it was the only thing that could calm the fire in his chest. Peter's fingers slid into Alex's hairs. Alex pulled Peter closer by the waist, his cuffs still on, but his lips hungry. Their mouths moved together, breath mixing, hearts racing. Peter broke the kiss first. Both of them were shaking, breathing hard. Peter stepped back, confused by his own actions. I didn't mean, Peter started. I did, Alex said, voice low. Peter turned around and walked out of the room. He closed the door and leaned against it, hand over his chest. What's happening to me? He had kissed the alpha he hated. And the worst part, he wanted to do it again. Peter couldn't sleep. His body was hot, not from anger, not from revenge, from something deeper. Something he had tried to ignore since the day he kidnapped Alex. His heat. It was coming early. He had used scent blockers for weeks, but now they weren't working. They weren't enough. His body had decided for him. In the other room, Alex was lying on the bed, still cuffed, but free to move his hands and legs now. He had earned Peter's small trust. He could smell it, that soft, sweet scent, warm like honey, omega heat. And it was Peter's. His chest tightened. His instinct rose. He crawled softly, trying to fight the pull. Don't, don't hurt him again. Peter stood by the fireplace, hugging himself, sweating, breathing heavy, his scent all over in the air. And then he heard footsteps. He turned around fast. It was Alex, standing in the doorway, breathing hard. They stared at each other. Don't come closer, Peter warned. You are in heat, Alex said. I know. You need help. I can handle it. Alex took a step forward. Peter stepped back. I said, stop. Alex's voice dropped to a soft growl. If you really hated me, you wouldn't have kissed me. Peter's heart raced. This isn't about hate anymore, he whispered. It's more dangerous than that. Alex stepped closer. Peter didn't stop him this time. They stood chest by chest, breath to breath. The heat made Peter dizzy. He looked up and Alex's hand reached out, brushing his cheeks. Let me take care of you, Alex said gently. Let me do it right this time. Peter didn't answer. He grabbed Alex's shirt, pulled him closer, and kissed him hard. The kiss turned hungry fast. Tongues, teeth, hands pulling, clothes falling. Alex picked Peter up, kissing down his neck, crawling against his skin. Peter moaned softly, finally letting his body feel what it had wanted all along. He was burning, and Alex was the one and only who could cool the fire. They fell onto the bed, tangled together. Peter pulled Alex's shirt off. Alex kissed every scar, every curve, as if saying sorry without words. Their bodies moved together, slow, deep, and full of meaning. Peter held Alex close. Don't hurt me again, he whispered. Never, Alex promised. They mated under the sound of rain, their heat mixing, their soul locking. And when Peters cried, not from pain but from emotion, Alex kissed his tears away. By morning, their bond had formed. Peter woke up in Alex's arms, neck marked, chest warm. They were no longer enemy, they were mates. Week passed. Since that night, Peter and Alex didn't go back to being strangers or enemies. They started sharing more than just a bed. They shared quiet talks in the morning, little smiles, soft touches, even laughters. But then, one morning, Peter woke up feeling strange. Tired eyes, a strange warmth in his belly. He tried to ignore it until the smell of eggs made him rush outside and throw up in the grass. Alex running. Are you okay? Peter wiped his mouth and looked up slowly. I think I am pregnant. Alex froze, then kneeled beside him. Are you sure? Peter nodded softly. Tears filled his eyes, not from sadness but shock. Alex gently touched his hand. Hey, he said, we will figure it out together. Days later, a test confirmed it. Peter was carrying a baby, their baby. His body had already started to change his scent, his appetite, his mood. He was scared, not of the baby, but of being weak again. But Alex never left his side. He made tea when Peter felt sick, rubbed his back when its body ached, whispered soft words when Peter woke up crying from old memories. You are strong, Alex said one night. Not because you carry pain, but because you carry love now. Peter held his hand tightly. He didn't say it loud, but he loved Alex. Month passed. Peter's belly grew. He talked to the baby every morning. Hey, little one, you have got an annoying but sweet alpha as your papa. Alex would smile from the kitchen. I heard that, but it's true, Peter laughed. Their life wasn't perfect. They still had arguments. Sometimes their past came back in words. But they always came back together. And then came the day. Peter felt sharp pain and knew the baby was ready. Alex panicked more than Peter, but when the time came, He held Peter's hands tight, never letting go. Peter screamed, cried, and finally, a small cry filled the room. A tiny, beautiful baby with soft brown hair and warm little fingers. Peter broke down in tears as he held the baby to his chest. You are safe now, he whispered. Alex kissed Peter's forehead. You both are. They named the baby Nuha, meaning peace, because after all the hate, the pain, the fire, they had finally found their peace together as mates, as parents, as one family. 1 year later, the little wooden cabin was no longer cold and quiet. It echoed with small laughters, sleepy gigglies, and soft baby feet running across the floor. Little Noah had started walking. He had fall after two steps and pout like he lost a battle. Then Peter would clap and cheer while Alex picked him up high in the air. Look at you, champ. Alex smiled. Alpha strength already. He's still an Omega, silly. Peter laughed from the couch, rubbing his slightly swollen feet. He's both, Alex said. He's ours. Peter's heart always melted at those words. They had built a new life. The chains and hate were gone, replaced by baby socks on the table, toys under the couch, and soft bedtime songs. Peter would hum stories at night with Noah resting on his chest. Sometimes Alex would quietly join in, his deep voice humming behind Peter's. There were tired nights. Noah cried sometimes. Peter got stressed, but Alex always helped. Whether it was changing diapers, rocking Noah at 3 a.m., or gently kissing Peter's forehead while he fed the baby. I love you, Alex would whisper when Peter looked drained. You have changed, Peter would say. You made me want to. One night, Peter stood outside cabin holding Noah. The stars were bright, the wind soft. He looked down at his son sleeping in his arms, tiny fingers curled around Peter's sweaters. Then he felt strong arms wrap around his waist from behind. Cold? Alex asked, resting his chin on Peter's shoulders. No, Peter whispered, I have never been this warm. Alex smiled. Peter leaned back into him. Can you believe we started with chains and hate? Peter asked. And now, Alex whispered, we are bound by love. They kissed softly under the stars, no pain left, no revenge. Just two hearts, one broken, now healed, and a baby who reminded them every day that love can grow even from the hardest place. Forever mated, forever loved.